I think the conversation is a broader one. Trust is earned and not imputed, right?
Please, can you break down trust is
Yes.
earned,
So,
what it means?
in marriage, you know the weaknesses of each other. If the wife is the one that's not frugal, she spends carelessly.
No, Shebi is just generous.
Generally speaking, she's just generous without understanding the finances of the home and doesn't have the foresight to save for the rainy days, like you said. Then the person that has the strength to save and to administer money very well should manage your finances. Either the husband or the wife. So over time, you can trust your spouse with money based on his ability to manage the money. Should the wife know? Yes. Should she administer the finances of the family? It's a question that should be based on the person's strength, not on the person's just being a wife or a husband.
So it's not gender-based?
Yes.
Good.
I want to bring another perspective to this. Now, the major problem that family faces, especially in Africa, Nigeria, is the separation of the in-laws from the main family. The wife sees her husband's people as a separate entity. The husband sees the wife's people as a separate entity. A real man sees the whole family as one. Now, when you see the whole family as one, the fear that the wife will take your money and run away will not be there. That is one point that I want us to look at seriously. The real man sees a united, one single family that has one focus, well-planned focus for life for the whole family.
Okay. Pastor Ken has a word for the single men.
Yes, I wanted to say to the single men that be real with any woman that is in your life. And when you're real with her, please don't be afraid to show her your money, because that disclosure will lead you to a revelation. When you show the woman in your life the money that you have, you will come to this knowledge that wives or wife materials, they are very, very cheap. Mistresses are very, very expensive. If she is costly, she is not a wife. The one that sees tomorrow with you will not waste your today. The one that says, let's go to Mr. Biggs and buy chicken head and chicken leg and then chicken breast. And then after the eating one, then we have to do the takeaway. Then take away for my roommate. She does not see a future with you. In Jesus' name.
Give him a hand. You know, he deserves it. And it's true. It's true. When I say to people, when I was courting my husband, I gave him more gifts than he gave to me. People don't understand. And we were still talking somewhere, TPH last week. Or, I don't understand this new thing that the man must spend. Pastor Dorcas, I know how I knew you. No. In fact, let's not go there.
I'm sorry. I seem to differ a little from what he said.
What he said?
I think what he said is quite relative. There are women that their parents are very rich. Young ladies are very rich. They don't know any Mr. Biggs. They know very good restaurants.
I'm going to cutting. You allow me. I can afford Mr. Biggs. You see me how I be. I know the people house. And you want to marry me. This is what I can afford. I have shown you. Is that not what Pastor Ken said? Yeah. Then you know what I can afford. I said you are not going to Mr. Biggs. You want to go to Villa Montclair.
I think there's a challenge here. The challenge is that sometimes our men have low self-esteem that they cannot engage women of high class.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said our men, a lot of men, younger men, singles, have low self-esteem that they can't engage women of high class and they're easily intimidated.
No, but Pastor, it's different from what Pastor Ken just said.
Let me balance it.
Okay. And I thought I'll be your barrister.
No, I could balance it.
Okay.
That's not the case at all.
Back again
to the Bible, Genesis 24 tells us that the camel that brought Rebekah from her father's house, while she was coming into the threshold of the household of Isaac, she said, who is that young man? And they said, that is your husband. She veiled herself and then came down from the camel. If you do not come down from the camel that brought you from your father's house, you cannot have affinity with the man you are marrying. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
Okay,
for the balance,
okay,
for the balance, gentlemen, for you to be a real man in the 21st century, please understand me. It is an aberration to your manhood for you to tell the woman in your life to send you credit when you want to call her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's an aberration to your role as a provider. Even in that relationship, for you to go to her, you have not given her money as a gift, but you expect her to cook for you upon your visit. If you have not paid the dowry, do not expect the perquisites of a wife material. I often say to people, where there is no ringy, there should be no dingy. Hallelujah.
Okay. So, Pastor Ken, you have robbed many men here of their cook, their steward, their washwoman, their... Just like that. I actually subscribe to this. I want to balance things out because Pastor Samson has said something, Pastor Ken has said something. Both are right. I believe as a woman, your father's house is what... Your father did not start that way. He did not start that way. If I asked my husband to start the way my parents started, by the time I was age 3, had been all over Europe, I would have destroyed my husband's destiny. He could not afford it. When we married, I was earning more than he did. That's just the way it is because I was in business. So I knew, but I believed in his future. I knew it was going to be great. And today, he's taking me to where my parents have not taken me. My parents did not take me to Jamaica. I don't want to boast, I'm modest. But he has done that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I waited for the vision. Now, there's no need for any man to have low self-esteem when you approach a woman. Because contrary to what people think, women are not after money per se. Good women are after power. Which power? Vision. She sees that you believe in yourself and in your future. Now, part of the real problem is that men without a purpose are trying to get a helpmeet to take them to where they do not know. So if you do not have a purpose, how will you get a helpmeet to help you to get